My name is Nisa Jetha. I'm a global impact strategist, and what that means is that I'm working across the industry from family offices to funds to government entities, aligning their thesis around impact. And I really became quite involved in that, working within private equity, coming from a legal background and working in Parliament, and found that a lot of these entities get a lot of almost what I call financial deadlock. So the deal could actually go through, but they're using different forms of metrics in order to inform their lens, inform their diligence. And I believe that marrying the network with a cross-pollination of what we're talking about is really how we're going to move the needle. My mission is really to kind of help unlock this trillion-dollar industry as we see the next gen moving their capital and aligning it around their investment thesis that seems to land on impact investing. I come from a background as an attorney, as a solicitor, and I feel that when we look at investments, we tend to do something around negative screening. We are learning from the environmental, social, governance lens, and then aligning with something called proprietary metrics. So when we look, for example, at an impact investment in a pharma business in an emerging markets, we're going to use very bespoke metrics around the SDGs, around the IFC performance standards, as well as we're going to make sure that from a governance lens, from an environmental lens, and also build out a social impact lens that really makes sense for our investors and what we want to stand by. Obviously, a big focal point of what I sit through and speak about in the network is governance. So we can do all this wonderful ES, environmental and social diligence, but it doesn't really make sense if you're not going to have a governance lens. And governance effectively stipulates, yes, I'm committed to doing it, and I'm going to sign a legal document, and I'm going to put it in our documents for other investors to abide by. So that's what I'm hugely passionate about, is trying to institutionalize the investment frameworks around this and really furthering this notion around the global commons. I'm speaking around this new investment framework around the global commons because I believe that a lot of investors are now shying away from ESG investments due to just the narrative shift and the backlash that's happened in the US, whereas European investors are still quite focused on it. And I'm coming with a framework that abides by both and able to kind of further the thesis around global impact strategy and furthering catalytic capital to markets globally.